Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. I'm China, if you didn't know. Today we're busting out the mic. We're trying to get the good audio quality because last time I did a sit down video my audio was messed up. So we're gonna try to avoid that this time. If you clicked on this video, you're probably going to be a new parent and probably planning on doing a hospital birth. So if that's the case, congratulations to you. And I hope this video could be helpful. If you haven't already, make sure you check out my what's in my hospital bag video because that's kind of what this video is gonna be based off of. So I recommend watching that first. Link will be in the description, of course, and somewhere up here. If you are expecting, let me know in the comments your due date and the gender of the baby if you already know. Someone actually requested I do this video, so thank you so much for the suggestion. Mr. Hernandez 6101 asked if I could do a video revisiting the hospital bag video now that I've already had the baby and go back over the things that I actually didn't really even need to bring with me to the hospital. So that's what we're gonna be talking about today. And yeah, let's hop right into the video. I'm just gonna go through everything in order, I believe, as it was in the video, and then just talk about if I ended up using it or not. Pretty much everything that I talk about that I did use is linked in the hospital bag video, but for your convenience, I will have everything linked in the description below as well. So first up, of course, I did use my hospital bag and I did use the baby's diaper bag. It came in handy and it's super cute. And then I also did bring another bag to like carry dirty clothes home, things like that, which was also super useful. Please make sure you bring some sort of hospital bag, suitcase, something to pack everything in. You're gonna need it. The nipple butter did come in handy, more so afterwards once I got home and my milk supply really started coming in and I was actually pumping consistently. Definitely recommend the nipple butter if you're going to be nursing because in the beginning, especially when the milk first comes in, it's rough. The nips are real sore and tender and the nipple butter definitely helped me. So I do recommend you get that. Don't necessarily need it at the hospital, but I used it when I was there and it definitely helped. Nursing bras were a must. Okay, maybe not a must, but for me, I still wear them to this day and I'm not even nursing anymore. They're really comfortable. I do recommend the nursing bras if you want to bring those with you to the hospital. I really like them. Obviously, you don't need it, but I did use it while I was there. The postpartum underwear, highly recommend the postpartum underwear. Of course, they do have some at the hospital that they provide you with, but me being a plus size woman, the ones that they had were not as comfortable, so I was able to size the ones that I needed beforehand. They were the perfect size, very absorbent. I actually started using it once my water broke to help, catch all the fluids because it's not like one big gush and then you're done leaking. No, like you're leaking for a minute after your water breaks. So definitely recommend. They came in handy and I used them all the way from water breaking to probably like 3 weeks postpartum. I was still using them. In the video, I talked about how I packed slippers and socks because obviously you don't want to be barefoot in the hospital. I didn't end up wearing the slippers, so either or was more than enough. I didn't need to bring socks and slippers, but definitely make sure that they have the grip on the bottom because you don't want to slip and fall or anything, but you don't want to walk around the hospital barefoot. So try to have something to cover your feet for sure. And with that being said, I had a separate pair of shower shoes, which I also recommend. Don't take showers barefoot in the hospital. Try to bring some kind of water shoe, shower shoe situation. Next was Dermoplast. At least for me, I didn't need to bring this because the hospital provided me with so much of this. I have like 3 cans sitting in my bathroom right now because I bought a can and then they also gave me 2 cans while I was there. So you don't necessarily need to. You can if you want to. In the hospital that I gave birth in, they provided me with so many things to take home. Huge bag of like Dermoplast, the postpartum underwear, the peri bottle, pads, diapers for the baby, wipes for the babies, like so many things. So make sure you have a bag to take all that stuff home. They gave me all of the stuff in a bag as well. So I didn't necessarily need the Dermoplast, but I don't know if that's standard for every single hospital, so maybe just get yourself 1 can just in case, just to be safe. But I did use it and it was very helpful during the postpartum healing stages. I do recommend it. I just don't know if you would need to get it before you go to the hospital. Speaking of peri bottle, I recommend getting the peri bottle. I used the Mom Frida one and I liked that better than the one that they gave at the hospital because the one at the hospital was just like a little water bottle, whereas the peri bottle had like, I don't know, maybe like a hose or a spout that shoots the water up instead of trying to like clean by spraying the bottle, it kind of shoots it up this way, which made it so much easier. And I definitely did use it at the hospital. So I'm glad I packed that. I do wish that I would have purchased these like ice packs. They gave me a ton at the hospital, but during postpartum healing, and I'll have a picture right here so you guys know what I'm talking about. During the healing process, the ice packs really saved me, you guys. I did tear. I had a 1st-degree tear. So I was using the Dermoplast and the ice packs, and I was putting a postpartum pad on top of the postpartum underwear to absorb everything, because there is going to be a lot of blood. And so I loved the ice packs, and I didn't have enough to last me the whole time I was trying to recover. So if you can, try to get some of those ahead of time. Those really saved me. I'm sure there's a way you can DIY them too. Next up was my iPad. I didn't touch my iPad at all. They had a TV in the hospital room that I was staying in, and I also had my phone, so I didn't really need my iPad. That was a waste of space. But I mean, if you're an iPad girly and you want to have your iPad with you, of course, pack it. I just personally didn't use it. But I did use my charger. I'm glad I brought a 6-foot charger, because the bed is kind of far from the outlets that they had available. So make sure you pack a charger long enough to reach. That way all your devices can be charged and you'll be good to go. The next thing that I had packed was the portable fan, and I'm happy that I packed that, because after I gave birth, I don't know if it was because of all the blood that I had lost, but I started feeling extremely hot. And when it was time to deliver the placenta, I don't know what happened, but I felt real faint. I felt extremely hot, and I just had to like get a fan on me ASAP. I wouldn't say it's a must-have, because the hospital rooms usually have their own thermostats, so it was easy for us to control the temperature of the room. But just for that specific scenario, the fan really did save me. So to each their own. I would say it is a must-have for postpartum moms. Once you have your newborn, and if you're going to be out, especially in the summer months, you need to have a fan for your baby, because it's hot, you guys. I know a lot of times they stay in the car seat, and that can kind of trap heat. So having that portable fan is probably a must, I would say. If you don't bring it with you to the hospital, definitely invest in one for afterwards. I also packed our Hatch sound machine, and I'm really glad I did, because after I gave birth, it really helped soothe our baby and soothes me too. Like, it just made it so peaceful and made it easier for me to sleep, and the little amounts of sleep that I did get. Yeah, I do recommend bringing the sound machine, just to, you know, set the vibes, make everything just peaceful and chill, and help you and the baby sleep once they're here. I ended up packing different size clothes for the baby, because I didn't know how big he was going to be. He ended up being a little over 7 pounds, and the newborn clothes barely fit him, so we didn't even touch the 0 to 3. I would say you could kind of gauge it based off of the predicted size of the baby. If the doctors are predicting that your baby's going to be, you know, 8 pounds plus, maybe the newborn stuff might not fit. I'm not sure. But if they're under 8 pounds, I think you'll be safe to just dress them in the newborn clothes. I don't think it would be necessary to pack different sizes like I did. Don't take my word for it. I'm just saying, based off my experience, the newborn clothes were like falling off of him when he was born. So you definitely didn't need 0 to 3. I would say use your own discretion when it comes to that. I'd rather be over-prepared than under-prepared, so it's whatever. But just to maybe save you some space, it wasn't a necessity. Also, the baby mitts that I packed, he's never used baby mitts in the entire time of him being alive. So, and he's almost 6 months old at this point. So I don't know if those are really practical or necessary. Some people might use them. We just never did. Waste of space. I do recommend that you get onesies with zippers opposed to buttons. They're just a lot more convenient, a lot faster than dealing with the ones that have buttons, especially the ones that have buttons all the way up. It's just like, whose idea was this? You know, who has time to be sitting here snapping individual buttons when a baby's screaming at you for a bottle? I don't get it. Usually they have 2 zippers, so when you are changing them, you don't have to zip it all the way down. You can zip it from their foot and just move it over to access the diaper. Yeah, zippers are it. Buttons, not so much. The next thing I packed were different types of pacifiers, which I'm actually glad that I did, because my baby did have a preference. We use the Itsy, I think it's called the Itsy Ritzy pacifiers. The nipples are kind of shaped more like an actual nipple. is it called a nipple on a pacifier? I don't know, but the part that they suck on is actually shaped more like a nipple than a typical pacifier that's more like bulbous. I don't even know if I'm using the right words, but you get what I'm saying. But yeah, he definitely preferred the itsy ritzy ones. Even till this day, he won't even take a traditional pacifier. He thinks it feels weird and he'll spit it out. So definitely bring 2 different options, because some babies do have a preference. I did try both of them in the hospital to see if he even would have a preference, and he definitely did. So yeah, I do recommend bringing 2 different ones. I'm glad I did that. In the hospital bag video, I mentioned that I would pack my pump, and I never did. The hospital did provide me with one, and so I'm glad I didn't bring that, because that would have just been another waste of space and just more things to carry and pack. Obviously, find out how they do things at your hospital beforehand. I had like a little orientation session that my hospital did before I gave birth, so I was able to ask all the questions that I needed to, and they were able to provide me with the information that I needed prior to arriving at the hospital, so I knew what they would give me while I was there. I knew kind of how the process would go and what to expect, which was extremely helpful. So I do recommend, if your hospital offers that like orientation, it's a great way to prepare for the birth, and it kind of helped calm my nerves a little bit too, honestly. All right, we're almost done. We're almost at the end. Go ahead and comment a baby emoji, or no, let's do the baby bottle emoji. If you made it this far, you're a real one. Thank you. I'm also glad that I brought blankets, because it was cold in there, you guys. So if you get cold easily, please bring yourself some blankets. And plus, it also feels better than the hospital sheets that they have. Those aren't really comfortable. So having my blanket was nice to help me feel a little more comfortable. I brought a blanket for the baby, but he didn't use it. I ended up bringing 2 types of swaddles. Pretty much ever since he was born, he was not a swaddle fan. So we only used one of like the Velcro swaddles. I packed one, we used it one night, and then he didn't really fuck with swaddles after that. And then we also had like a blanket swaddle, which we just use as a blanket now. But yeah, he wasn't a fan, so I don't recommend packing too many swaddles. Of course, they can swaddle them in the blankets and show you how to do that too at the hospital if you don't have any swaddles to pack. And finally, the Boppy nursing pillow. I'm glad I brought that. Again, not a necessity, but I am happy that I brought it. It is in everyday use in our lives pretty much since he's been born. So I recommend that you get some type of nursing pillow. Just in general, would I say you need to bring it to the hospital? No, you don't need to, but it came in handy for me. I'm glad I did. So yeah, that is everything that I packed in my hospital bag, I believe. If I'm forgetting something, I'll leave it in the description or in the comments so you guys can check that out there. But I think that was everything that I mentioned in that video. Again, go check out the what's in my hospital bag video if you haven't already, to help you prepare for your little one's arrival. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. If it was, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up for me and subscribe to my channel, of course, for more mommy content and mommy vlogs. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. We're on track. We're halfway through the year and I'm less than 400 subscribers away. So if you want to help me reach that goal and you want to see more mommy content, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys so much. And as always, I will see you next time with another video. Peace.